Hey everybody, it's Jason Shadrick here for PremierGuitar.com, and we're backstage at the Acoustic Masters Tour, which this tour features Eric Johnson, Pino D'Agostino, and Andy McKee. Andy, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Hey, it's my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
So first, a lot of our readers, like to know about gear and stuff. So tell us a little bit about the guitar you're playing on this tour.
All right, I've got actually 3 guitars that I'm using on this tour, and they're all 3 made by a guy named Michael Greenfield. Who's in Montreal, Quebec, and greenfieldguitars.com is the website. And this one is sort of my standard tuning, or standard pitch, I should say, guitar. It has a fanned fret guitar neck, you can see. And the reason for that is the intonation is better. Each string has its proper scale length, sort of like a piano. If you think of the bass strings, they're longer, and the treble strings are shorter. So on this guitar, the nut is angled that way, and then the bridge is angled the opposite direction, so you have different lengths, scale lengths for each string. And then the frets have to be fanned out so that the intervals are in the proper location. In the end, it's supposed to be more in tune everywhere on the guitar neck, and it seems to play quite well in my opinion. So that's kind of a cool thing about this. It also has a sound port up here on the top of the guitar, so I can kind of hear it when I'm playing acoustically. And it also actually helps to get certain frequencies out of the guitar that otherwise have a hard time coming out. Also has a bevel, which while you're up here you can kind of see this part of the guitar. So when you're hunched over playing it for a couple of hours, it's not cutting into your arm and chest. And then also there's a bevel here, so you're not cutting off circulation there on that arm. And that's about it. I guess it has Macassar ebony back and sides. It looks pretty cool. Sounds good. It's kind of a darker tone wood. So.
Now, when you are like in the studio recording, do you mic that extra tone port or no?
Actually, no. It's just I just stick it around the neck joint, have a microphone there, and come direct out of the guitar also.
And so on this tour, you're bringing a couple guitars on you. What are the other 2 guitars you're bringing on the road with you?
Yeah, the other 2 are also Greenfields. One of my other ones is a baritone guitar. Which is like a normal guitar. It has 6 strings, but it's lower in pitch. It goes from B to B rather than E to E. And then I have a harp guitar, which I just recently got in July from Michael Greenfield. And it was the first one he ever built, and I just really wanted a new harp guitar. I've been playing another one for several years now, but I needed a new one. The old one was getting kind of beat up and stuff. So he decided to go ahead and build one for me. It took about a year, but it's an amazing instrument. It's got sharpening levers on the harp side and has 6 sub-bass strings. Those are the harp strings. And the guitar side also has a fanned fret neck. Just an amazing instrument.
Now, with the harp guitar, I kind of first came to know about the harp guitar through Michael Hedges. Was he influenced? Is that kind of where you first heard about or heard a harp guitar?
Absolutely, yeah. It was an album called Live on the Double Planet was the one. And I picked that up, and I also actually inherited a bunch of old guitar magazines from a cousin when I started playing guitar. And a couple of the issues that always stuck out in my mind was this picture of this guy with like braided long hair and this crazy harp guitar, and it was Michael Hedges on the cover of a couple of the old guitar magazines. So that was the first time I ever saw one, and then I heard it, on Live on the Double Planet. And Michael's been one of my biggest influences for many years. Discovered him when I was about 17 years old, and pretty much changed my life.
So let's talk a little bit about the tour here. How did this tour with you and Eric and Pepino kind of come about?
I'm not entirely sure, but one thing I do know is I put, like once upon a time, my manager asked me, it would be really cool for you if you could ever play with someone. And be like, well, for me, it would be Eric Johnson would be one of the top guys. I heard him when I was 12 years old, and actually that was when I wanted to start playing guitar, because I heard Cliffs of Dover on the radio. So as it turns out, we actually have the same booking agency. So I think they were, started discussing it, and we were able to put it together. And we thought it'd be cool to sort of maybe have 3 guitar players just to give it like just a broad sort of variety of different guitar styles. So we got Pino D'Agostino in, and each one of us kind of has a really different style. Eric sort of, maybe you could say, has a little bit more of like the Chet Atkins, Merle Travis style on acoustic guitar. Pepino's got his own thing. It's kind of has some classical techniques and things like that in there. And I was definitely influenced by the more modern guys, like Michael Hedges and Don Ross and Preston Reed. So, and then we actually do some tunes together at the end of the night on the tour, and it's just really cool. We've all got these different styles, and they all blend real well at the end of the night.
So what type of material you play on this tour? Is it a lot of stuff from your latest album, Joyland, or is it a mixture of, and sometimes I know you throw in covers and arrangements that you've done, so does the set change every night, or do you kind of have a standard set that you're playing on this tour?
Well, since there's 3 of us on the tour, I've been trying to stick with a pretty one set, standard set through the tour, because we have to kind of keep our times. Don't want to, play for too long. Make sure everyone gets their allotted time. So I've been doing a mix of stuff from Joyland, the new album, as well as a couple of the really big hits from YouTube that people have probably seen. So, but I do an arrangement of my song from Tears for Fears, "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." It's on Joyland. Been doing that. So. I also do a tune on the harp guitar from the new album, and one of the collaborations we do at the end of the night is called Blue Liquid, which is also on my Joyland album. So pretty good mix of new tunes and stuff that people have been enjoying on YouTube for a couple of years now, I guess.
So how is it at the end of each night to look over and see Eric Johnson playing on one of your tunes each night?
It's insane. I mean, I need to be careful and make sure I don't screw up when I just look over and say, "Oh my God, it's Eric Johnson." He's like playing on my song. So it's pretty amazing, But this is about I think this is the 5th gig here. We're in Iowa City tonight, and it's been cool. I remember when I met him just like a week ago. It was like I was bowing to him, and now we're just joking on the tour bus and stuff. So it's cool. It's been really cool to develop a friendship with him. One of my biggest influences for forever.
Well, thanks a lot, Andy. And where can people go to find out tour dates and info and all that stuff about you?
That's all on my website, andymckee.com. And I'm on Facebook all the time, actually, like every day. So if you want to be friends on Facebook, hook it up.
All right. Well, Andy, thanks a lot for taking the time to come with us.
Absolutely, man.
Talk to us. It's Jason Shadrick for PremierGuitar.com.